In this lecture, we're going to see that we can use pointer arithmetic to compare pointers. And the array we're going to be using is still the same like we've been doing in the last two lectures. And the representation in memory is really like this. So what we can do is compare the pointers. We can say pointer 1 greater than pointer 2, and we're going to get the result of that and print it out or store that in some variable and do whatever it is we want to do with it. I don't really think there's more to say about this. Let's head over to Visual Studio Code and see this in action. Here we are in our working directory. The current project is comparing pointers here. And we are going to grab our template files, put them in place pretty quick. We're going to open pointers and do that. We're going to put that in here. And we are going to open this in Visual Studio Code. We are going to go down and put in our code. So let's do that. We have our array. We are going to store in our array. It's an int array. And we have the same elements. And we grab the pointer to the first element and a pointer to the element on index 8, like you see here. What we want is to compare these pointers and see what we get. And what you're going to see is that the further you go in the array, the bigger the address. So we're going to see that P2, for example, is greater than pointer 1. And you can try and print these out if you want. But for now, we're just going to compare them and show you that you can do this in your application if this is something that makes sense to do. We are going to bring up a terminal and run this. So we're going to build with GCC. The build is going to be good. We can clear and run this. And you're going to see that pointer 1 is not greater than pointer 2 because pointer 1 comes before pointer 2. Pointer 1 is pointing to the first element here, the 11. Pointer 2 is pointing to 19 here, element at index 8. You see that the further you go in the array, the bigger the address. And the address in pointer 2 is bigger than the address in pointer 1. This is the point here. And you can look at all these things. Pointer 1 is less than pointer 2. That's true. Pointer 1 is greater or equal to pointer 2. That's going to be false. Pointer 1 less or equal to pointer 2. That's going to be true. The pointers are not equal, definitely. And pointer 1 is different from pointer 2. That's going to be true. And you can use these logical comparisons in your applications if it makes sense for whatever it is you are trying to achieve. This is really all we set out to do in this lecture, and this is the last lecture in our series on pointer arithmetic. We are going to stop here in this lecture. In the next one, we're going to see that you can actually use this knowledge to modify the code we did to swap our arrays in a previous lecture. We're going to see how that works. Go ahead and finish up here and meet me there.